morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Hope everyone's having a blessed morning. I'm having a blessed morning. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm having a blessed morning. So, let's get right into this. Let me turn up. Okay, it's good. So, what is this topic is talking about? This topic is talking about crying and winding. Crying and winding about situations that is inevitable to happen, right? Some situations is inevitable to happen, and some situations is not inevitable to happen, which is created, co-created by mankind and by ourselves, right? I'm going to break down the inevitable situations that we shouldn't be crying about, and which is really, really important that you should not be crying about. You shouldn't be crying about death. You shouldn't be crying about that. That's inevitable. These situations and conditions you shouldn't be crying about. You should be paying yourself for these situations. And the reason why I said that this is more intense, the situation I choose, is for you to is for me to bring awareness of you start preparing yourself and putting yourself in life insurance, any and everyone that's in your family members. Because we all gonna meet death at the end of the day. These are situations and conditions that's inevitable, that's going to happen, right? 50-50 situations that I'm about to talk about is jobless, homelessness, these conditions, right? These conditions is inevitable and not inevitable. The reason why these situations are inevitable because the creator talks about it in spirituality that there are people that is in position and in society that's going to need help. They need help. There are situations that is just there. There's going to be ups and downs. So being that there's ups and downs, right? He places conditions and situations where that if we are met with somebody that is homelessness, that's in poverty, right? We supposed to help them. Period, point blank. There's all going to be people that's living poor or living under the conditions of not having a home, not having a job. They are just plagued with this. However the creator deal with them fit is how he deal with them. But we as human being and intelligent supposed to meet this force in the condition with what? With happiness, with warmness, and with kind, right? And with love for these situations and for these individuals that's going through a tough time. Societies and the communities, right, has built a ways of action of destroying individuals like this, right? Of taking, and not giving back, giving back, which in every civilization, every, right, community, there's supposed to be ways that is set up, right, to improve the conditions of the people, right? So you have that situation where the creator says that. The creator says it. There's people that is met with these conditions, whether it's mentally, spiritually, physically. There's people there, right? But we as human beings, we as intelligent individuals that sees this and they see that as a come up, a bag to plague society with murder, death, kill, and using this opportunity to keep people dumb, deaf, and blind and depressed and oppressed and keep them in a trauma state. They have used this as a weapon to destroy peoples in generation after generation after generation, right? I just want to get that out the way. Let's just get that out the way. I just want to drop a jewel on that. His wig looks crooked. I don't know who you talking about. Oh, his wig look crooked. Who you talking about? Trump? You talking about Trump? Wig look crooked? I'm not even listen. I'm not even talking about that. Right? I'm talking about in our communities, in our societies, all around the world, we put ourselves in situations of the whining and the crying because things is not set up right for us. It also, it's supposed to be hard. It don't supposed to be easy. I understand that there's rules and regulations that society has a hold on the way we think, on the way we move, right? At some particular time, has authority, a little bit of authority over us. But we create the innovative. We create, right? I mean, we procreate the innovative. We procreate our will. We procreate, right? Of doing right, of doing wrong. So you procreate your will and your destiny to go forth. By sitting there crying and whining about your conditions and situation is not going to make it better. We are taking our situations and our conditionings and using it and turning it into smoking weed and alcohol. These things that are plagued with us, are blinding us, are keeping us dumb, deaf, and blind. You understand what I'm saying? I've been in these same situations just like you. The same situations as you walk outside, walk out the door, plagued with the corner, which the corner is plagued with demons and demonic, evil, twisted, barbaric devils and demons that you cannot see, that use the shadows, right, for your demise at the end of the day. While you smoking and drinking, and while you plotting and planning, backdooring people, whatever the case may be, you using this to do whatever, to be a pharmaceutical rep. I don't know. Or a social gathering. They gather there, these entities, and take countless of many of generations upon generations. While we pour out candles and smoke and drink, and they keep this curse going on. Right? We use these things as social clubs. So the conditions and the situations, we have to change the narrative. We have to change it. Stop crying and whining. I was plagued with the same thing that I see every day. I was plagued with it. I didn't have nobody telling us, yo, go this way, go that way. Right? Go take the test. Go take transit tests. Finish school. Go to school. Do these things. Get a job. These are things. No. I had to learn how to do what? To become a young man at the age of 12, 13, whatever age that I was plagued with. I had to become. Going on a highway, squeegeeing, washing windows for change. Learning how to earn $1 so I can eat. Knocking on Twin Donuts doors. Asking, listen, don't throw out them donuts. I need those. I need to eat every night. Going back, heating up in my home, heating the donuts up in the oven to eat. I was plagued with these very conditions of drugs, smoking weed, alcohol, and cigarettes, of not having clothes, of not having soap, of not having detergent to wash my clothes, using them, washing my clothes in the sinks and in the tub, and hanging them up on a fire escape, or hanging them up in the kitchen, turning the oven on. That was my first dryer. Or putting it out there, out in the sun on the fire escape. How you doing? Good morning. Please like, share, subscribe as you coming in. Please like, share, subscribe. I was plagued with this. I was plagued with it. Stop whining and crying. Stop whining and crying about the situation and do something about it. Because if I can do it, you can do it. At the end of the day, the beginning of the day, the middle of the day, there's no time where you can get your life together. The only time where it ends, where you are in the grave and dead and gone, or becoming an organ donor, or your life is on hold while you enter these plantations and these raw meat pens, eating these bologna sandwiches. I was plagued with the same conditions of failure, 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 darkness upon darkness. The devil don't like for you to have a family. He doesn't like it. All I'm saying is that stop whining and crying. Stop whining and crying and do something about your situation and your conditions. Where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's a way, there's a will. Stop whining and crying. Pick yourself up and become the righteous, godly, upright one. Teacher that you are, God-fearing. Most of us are plaguing our cries with drugs and alcohol. That's the worst thing that you can do, is plague yourself with drugs and alcohol and cigarettes and violence. That is the weaker man's tool to use. That's the weakest man's tool to use. That's an easy way out of your conditions, your situations, and whining and crying. Because you're going to still whine and cry once they give you that time over your head. Stop whining and crying and taking your situation. Stop whining and crying looking at people. Stop whining and crying of not having a home. Stop whining and crying that you don't have weed. Stop whining and crying that you don't have nothing to drink. Stop whining and crying that you are homeless. Stop whining and crying that you don't have a job. Stop whining and crying that you don't have clothes. Make it happen. Make it happen. You are a man. In the jungle, in the wilderness, make it happen. You have all the elements of the earth inside of you. You are one with the earth and the earth is one of you. Make it happen. Get your hustle on. Get the bag. And at the same time, worship the Creator. Worship the Almighty, Alpha, Omega. Go to Him. Let Him lead you. Let Him be your eyes. Let Him be your ears. Let Him be your mouth. Let Him be your nose. Let Him be your hands. Let Him be your feet that lead you to the pot of gold, to treasure, to get on the boat of Noah Ark. You want to get on Noah Ark. That's what you want. You are on a sunken ship that is sinking and drowning. Stop whining and crying and making it happen. Stop it. And when I'm saying stop whining and crying, stop with on the corners. On the corners is whining and crying and gathering up and trying to make it happen. Do it yourself. Make it happen. But once you score, right? Let's just say you get a bag and you score. Now you got to score again after you spend the money. After you kill somebody and backdoor somebody. You got to score again. Over here, you don't got to score no more. All you got to do is keep maintaining. And He will prolong your blessings. Over here, stop whining and crying. Get up off the corners. Get up off the trains. Get up off the drugs. Get up and make it happen. If I can do it, you can do it. That was plagued with the same thing. The mud. Had to rise up amongst tar, copper, iron, steel. I pierced through it. I pierced through all those layers with the help of the Creator. You can do the same thing. Stop whining and crying on them corners. Because that's what you're doing. The only time you're supposed to use them corners is to congregate up. But like, yo, what you doing over here? You got that part? We building business over here. We building this store. We taking over this town. We're going to put a barbershop there. We're going to put a laundromat there. We're going to put a health store right there. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. That's the only way you're supposed to gather up on these corners. To exchange what? Positivity, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Not to be smoking and drinking and plaguing us with darkness upon darkness. There's entities there. Replace these dark entities with your angels. And that's all I gotta say. Peace. Peace.